give it to internet. Okay, so I should apologize again for us starting late. It's just totally on me. As I said, I forgot about the session this evening, your time, which is afternoon, my time here. So I was locked up in something else. So today, what we're going to do, and I want to repeat again, please, guys, can you all get your pen and your pad? This is just like 5 slides, what we're going to discuss now, but it's very practical. We're going to discuss is the idea is to help you to find your niche as a writer and hopefully also get your voice as a writer. Yes, some of you have been writing. You've done. Some of you have won awards as writers, but this time around we're trying to settle in on what is really you. What is your core as a writer? What is your core? Every human being or every writer, let me know if it's every writer, every communicator has something that is unique to them, a unique message that they are supposed to share to the world or they want to share to the world. And every writer who has a unique message also has a unique voice with which they project the writing, they project the message, they communicate the ideals and the ideas to the reading or the listening audience. So today we are looking at how you can identify what is your writing niche and what is your voice. So let's get to I think maybe I should have even asked first, what do you understand by niche? Any of you want to give us your explanation? I know this class is very full of very intelligent minds. Some of you have very philosophical slant to life. So anybody wants to tell us what you understand by writing niche? Anyone, please? We are not. I saw you.
Yes, sir. Good
Okay.
evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So for me, writing niche deals with your uniqueness as a writer,
Okay.
being able to find something that represents you, something that when
Yeah.
people see, they knows that this is you as a writer.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for that. We are not any other person willing to share with us what they understand by their writing niche. Your writing niche. Anyone, please? Anyone?
Let me try,
Uh,
sir. Good
yeah.
evening.
Thank you. Happiness.
Okay, to my understanding, I feel like your writing niche is where you specialize on, like where you focus on your style of writing.
Thank you very much for that too. Happiness. Your area of specialization, where you focus on, where you emphasize, where you tabernacle, or where you domicile as your own writing domain. It can also be your domain of writing. So, okay, I so that we don't waste too much time. As I said, I have another meeting to catch up with. Um, what I have is that a niche is a particular specialty area in which your writing talent, your writing skills, or your experience as a writer, or your experience as a fellow cohabitor of this planet Earth, or your expertise is best served. That is where, that is like the domain, the spot where your expertise, your uniqueness, your skills, whatever it is, your maybe your exposures in life where it is best served. So it's a field of writing where you have a comparative advantage in relation to other fields, either due to your natural talent, either due to your exposure, either due to the training you've had, your experience in life, the platforms that you have that maybe others are not privy to or they don't have the advantage of, and the audience that you communicate with or that you have naturally listening to you, reading your stuff, and all that. Social media, Facebook is a platform, and all of us, to some extent, have segments of audience on those platforms, on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever it is that you churn out your stuff or you post your writings. Could be online when you now use the advantage of using blog or a website is that unlike Facebook where you're writing or your Instagram or Twitter where your writing is only limited to your people in your among your contacts, people that you know, and maybe some people that know them. A blog site or a website actually throws your writing, throws your message to the whole world. So, and you guys, we've asked you to go and study the SEO writing video. So, if you get your SEO right, if you do all the things you're supposed to do, your writing has better chances of what? Of being seen from across the world, from anywhere in the world. Even though you are writing it in your maybe in your bedroom or wherever you are writing in obscurity, when you do all the things you're supposed to do, a well-written piece can launch you to any part of the world. In fact, your writing can go to countries that you may never even get to. That is the advantage of using of website when you write on a website, not just on Facebook, not just on Twitter, on Instagram. Yes, those are good, those are fantastic, but the World Wide Web gives you a better advantage, a wider coverage if you do it right. So that also represents the platform that you have. And so today we are looking at how do you now know what is my specialized writing area? And these are some of the examples of writing niches. You could write health and fitness, self-help, science, technology, how to. That's to people want to, I want to, how to do this, how to do that, how to become, how to have, how to get, how to, that wasn't this particular writing niche wasn't that popular some years ago, but now it's such a big thing. And in fact, it's what most people write about, or most people, contemporary writers write about how to do this, how to do that, how to know. So it's now very huge, but you still have to create a niche within it. So politics, journalism, opinion, spirituality, fiction, it is so many, there are so many niches. So all of us, we have various options to choose from based on our interest, based on our talents, based on our expertise, based on our exposure, based on the assets that life has bestowed to us or that we have by virtue of just maybe the education we've had, the family we grew up in, the environment where we operate, and the society where we live. So these are some of the writing niches that there are. So we're not talking about voice, your writing voice. And that is usually a combination of factors that constitute the distinctive style of a writer. Distinctive style. Every writer has a voice. The thing is that it's not all writers that know their voice, but every writer has a voice. That is why people that use ChatGPT to write, they 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 don't know what they are, because if somebody, I mean, some of you guys are students of English, I'm sure some of you must have done stylistics as a course, as a course in your university days and all that. Every writer has a voice. ChatGPT has a voice. AI has its own voice. There's a way ChatGPT writes. When you read, this is written by ChatGPT. People that know. One of my last already says this thing, and I just used to tease them. So if you know, you know. So if you know what ChatGPT has written. So every writer has a voice. Even that AI machine has a voice. And people that know, they know that this is written by ChatGPT. No matter how you want to pad it. So that is and that's why you see people do. Everybody now start to sound the same, because those were now writing with machine. Then another thing that determines or that influence or make up your writing voice is your vocabulary, your tone, your point of view, and your syntactic disposition. That is, how do you string words together? How vast are you? What is your vocabulary bank like? Is it deep or is it shallow? And all this that makes your construction sound in a particular way and makes your writings to be distinguishable from others, from other writers. There's a way I write. There's a way Happiness writes. There's a way Emmanuel writes. There's a way Leonard writes. So, and that is unique to each and every one of us. But as much as it's unique, it's also determined by certain exposure, certain things, certain factors around us, our education, our reading depth, how much of reading have we done? I mean, what kind of exposure do we have in life? What kind of society do we live in? All those are things that determine your writing voice. And then a writer's niche usually determines the kind of voice he or she adopts in their writing. If you are writing you're writing the scientific field, in the scientific niche, that means your tone, your writing voice will be what? Informative. Will be informative because you are trying to explain or tell things that most people are not ordinarily aware of. So it depends on what you are. If you are writing religious stuff, that means your voice will be more persuasive or forceful. Because now you see that clergies are very forceful the way they talk. Even there are times they're just spewing out lies, But they are forceful and people don't know. They just take whatever they say, hook, line, and sinker, as if that is the gospel truth. So your writing nature also determines how your voice will sound. So the important thing is to actually identify our niche. What is my niche? What should I be writing about? And that is where we are going now. So how do we identify your niche? How do you know what is your niche? First, let's check your value system. What is my value system? And value the hierarchy of morals, of virtues, of vices that you hold very, very dear. And this virtue, I hold it very dear. It's very dear to me. That your virtue, your moral compass or moral constitution usually determines your what? Your value system. Your values are heavily, heavily reflected in your attitudes, in your habits, in your choices, the choices that you make, in the decisions that you make, and in your actions. Either you are taking those spontaneously or you are doing them forcefully or deliberately. Your values usually influence your action, usually influence your choices, usually influence your attitude, your disposition, the way you see things, the way you see things, the way you see people, the way you do things. Value, very, very important. And then the value system is it's an individual affair. All of us don't share the same value system. And yes, there are some values that are not actually right. We don't want them because, values such as, there's something, can we say stealing or killing or doing whatever those are not values. But people that don't have values, they do all manner of things. But however, your value system is your personal affair. There's no superior value, there's no inferior value. So far, that is the value that is valuable to you, that you hold there, then it is legitimate, then it is yours. You should own it. And you don't have to apologize for it. Although they can be formed or influenced by your personal experiences, your family background, your peer association who are your friends, your religious doctrines, which church do you belong to, which mosque do you go, what are the fundamental doctrines of those sects that you participate in, or even your society. These are ways that we form values. We have our own values, and they are formed by us, for us, by our parents. When you are growing up, your parents, we don't do this in this family. This is way. So we start to form value system. You go with friends, go out with friends. Friends have the way of, among these our friends, this is the way we do things. Then you start to build or adopt those values. And then your peer association, just stop again, the religious doctrine that you subscribe to also influence your value. So let's look at some values, and then we'll now start the exercise. I hope everybody by now has a pen and a pad. So, can you see my screen, please? If you are using your phone, just put your hand on the screen and then widen it so that you can see very well. I'm going to read out some examples of value to us as we start the value exercise, because now we are going to start the value exercise. Please pay attention, ensure you are reading along, and then get your pen and your pad ready as we start this exercise. So I'm reading from A to Z. These are not all the values, these are just some of them or most of them. So it's not for you to choose which one is your own. So here are examples of value: abundance, acceptance, accountability, achievement, adventure, advocacy, ambition, appreciation, attractiveness, autonomy, balance, being the best, benevolence, boldness, brilliance, calmness, caring, challenge, charity, cheerfulness, cleverness, community, commitment, compassion, cooperation, collaboration, consistency, contribution, creativity, credibility, curiosity, daring, decisiveness, dedication, dependability, diversity, empathy, encouragement, enthusiasm, excellence, expressiveness, faith, fairness, family, faithfulness, friendships, flexibility, freedom, fun, gentleness, generosity, godliness, goodness, grace, growth, happiness, health, holiness, honesty, humility, humor, inclusiveness, independence, individuality, innovation, inspiration, intelligence, intuition, joy, kindness, knowledge, leadership, learning, love, loyalty, making a difference, mindfulness, motivation, optimism, open-mindedness, originality, passion, peace, performance, personal development, proactiveness, professionalism, quality, recognition, righteousness, risk taking, safety, security, service, spirituality, stability, peace, perfection. Excuse me, please. Playfulness, popularity, power, preparedness, punctuality, purity, purpose, relationships, reliability, resilience, resourcefulness, responsibility, responsiveness, self control, selflessness, simplicity, stability, success, teamwork, thankfulness, thoughtfulness, traditionalism, trustworthiness, understanding, uniqueness, usefulness, versatility, vision, warmth, wealth, well being, wisdom, and zeal. Wow, I need to take a sip of coffee. So, here are some values. As I said, there are more than this. This list is not exhaustive. So now please take that your pen and your pad and look through all these values on the list and write out 10, list out 10 that you believe that these are my values, these are my dearest values, these are the values that are dearest to me in my entire life. Write 10. I will give us some seconds to do that. 10 out of this whole list. So your time goes now. Maybe we have 2 minutes to do that. Look at the list very well and list out 10. I'm setting my alarm. 2 minutes for you to determine what value matters to you. Your time starts now.
Like, we'll do the things that are right, even if I don't feel like doing it.
Hmm.
So, going to brilliance, I really, really love when I see a brilliant work, because
Wow.
apart from the fact that we can write, there should also be the brilliance in there that we know that, oh, yes, this is a superb work. Then,
Mhm.
I've never seen anyone that has built something great without consistency. So, I
Beautiful.
should not get tired. I should
Hmm.
always, the consistency is like something that keeps, that it actually goes in line with accountability. So then
Hmm.
dedication, I actually value dedication a lot, because when I get dedicated to something, no matter how it doesn't work out at the beginning, there's no how it will end up getting to flourish. So
Hmm.
then down to excellence. Excellence is also in line with brilliance, but
Hmm.
excellence is, for me, I feel like, or I believe that excellence stands with, even in the years to come,
Hmm.
generations to come will still read my work and we see that, oh, it's still standing the test of time. So just like
Wow.
today, we are reading Chino Achebe's work and we are like,
Hmm.
oh, this is a very brilliant work. This is a very excellent piece. Not that we'll
Hmm.
read it in the next 2 or 3 years and it's not more in vogue. So
Wow.
that's why I value excellence. Then faith, I also
Wow.
value faith, because as a writer, I should not expect that I will get everything smooth at the beginning. So the faith
Hmm.
will keep pushing that, okay, yes, I know I have this gift, I know I have this talent, and I will do all it takes to own my skill, so that
Hmm.
at the end of the day, I would be the kind of writer that God actually wants me to be. Then godliness is also a kind of work ethic, in the sense that maybe when I'm given a work to do, I should do it in such a way that it will not lead people away from God, and it will not affect people's faith. I should not be a writer or someone that will add a disaster to my society.
Mm.
Then going to growth also works with faith, because if I start now, there must be a difference between the writer of yesterday and the writer of today. My followers, my viewers, people, my audience must see the growth in me. If not, it won't even interest them, because more than a writer, I'm also encouraging other persons who are afraid to put out their voice there. So when they see that, okay, yesterday Ifeoluwa wrote something, but today she actually worked more on it and she grew, they would actually fall more in love with writing and even find their own voice. Then health is the main thing. I must have good health, at least to write and to think well, mental health, physical health all round. I must have it. Then down to wealth, I that is actually one thing I value, because no matter what I want to do, if I want to write a book and I want to distribute it to the less privileged, I need money. No matter
Mm.
what, I just need money. So that is basically everything, and that is why I chose them. Thank you very much, sir.
Wow. Thank you very much, Ifeoluwa, for that very, very brilliant um, elucidation of your value system. Very, very articulately, marshaled or even presented to us. Thank you very much for that. Any other person willing to also share with us what are the top 10 or the top 10 values from this list? Or if you have something that is not on the list, please let us know about it. Anyone else?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Please
Good
let
evening,
us know
sir.
your name and then tell us about the values.
Okay, my first value is family.
Family, okay?
Yes, sir. So
Tell us
for
the
me,
10.
family.
Then you now explain why you choose those.
Okay. So I have family. I have health. I have growth. I have credibility. I have knowledge. I have grace.
To have to say,
I
oh,
have
I have them too, so that I can join you in confessing them. Yeah, please, just continue.
inspiration,
Mm-hmm.
happiness, and
Mm-hmm.
advocacy.
Wow, that's cool. So tell us why this top 10 out of this whole list of maybe 30 or 40
Okay.
something.
So to start with, for me, family is everything. It's a place where I find comfort, and it's home inside home for me. And then moving to health, health is wealth, and growth. I feel like as an individual, the more you grow, the more you realize that growth is not just about your physical growth. It's also about your spiritual growth. It's also about your IQ growth and all.
Mm.
And then credibility. Credibility. I feel like everyone wants to associate with someone who is credible, someone they know for who the person is. And then for knowledge, people want to have a discussion and communicate with someone who is knowledgeable, someone they can tap from, not just someone that hear from them, someone they can also hear from and learn from. And for advocacy, I like to advocate. I like
Mm.
to advocate for especially issues I feel like it's getting silent in the society. Issues that are meant to be put up, they are meant to people are meant to speak about, and they just silence it because they don't want
Wow.
to they don't want to hear about what people are going to say.
Mm.
And then for generosity, I love just being generous. I don't know. I just like being generous.
Mm.
And the last one is happiness. My happiness is everything because I smile a lot.
Mm.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for that very passionate presentation of your values. Rihanna, I believe it's Rihanna that was just talking to us. Thank you very much. That's also very, very clear, very articulate in the way you express them. And I love the fact that you were actually owing those values. I was actually feeling jealous. I have to start saying I have them too, so that it won't just pass me by. So we've heard from two of you. I'm sure every other person has the values listed, but we'll proceed with the exercise. So the next task for us, please pick your pen again. Look at those top 10 values. Look at them very well and strike out 2 out of those values so that you have 8 left. 2 out of those values, delete them, strike them out, and you have 8 left. Now, if it's any of you who have already spoken, that's Ifelua or Rianot, you want to tell us which are the 2 that you strike out and why you have the other 8 left. Or if somebody who has not spoken before, let us know your top 10 and why you strike out 2 out of those top 10. So you guys have the mic again. Let's hear you, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Alexandria.
Okay, Alexandra, let's hear you.
Okay,
What are the top 10 and what did you strike out?
My top 10 are diversity, inclusiveness, curiosity, compassion, autonomy, freedom, independence, individuality, originality, and resourcefulness.
Okay.
So
which one have you struck out?
I struck out resourcefulness and diversity.
Why?
Because I know that with the values I choose, there's a similarity between everything that I choose. They are all, in a way, they're all like synonyms of each other, because there's always like a clear path that I've focused my value train on most of my life. So striking these 2 out doesn't take away anything from the remaining 8 so far, because they're still similar in everything. And it doesn't feel like I've moved anything from myself, because like diversity and inclusiveness are very similar in meaning. Resourcefulness and originality too, very similar in meaning. So everything just like it still ties up to the same 10.
Wow. That's a very, very intelligent reasoning. Thank you, Alexandria, for sharing that with us. Any other person willing to share with us the top 10, if it's not Rianot or Felua, and then why did you strike out the 2 that you struck out, and why did you strike them out? Any other person willing to share with us?
Okay, sir. Let me go on.
Okay,
There's
happiness.
a lot of values there that aligns with me. But then these are like the top 10 I could pick under that period of time. 1, accountability. 2, autonomy. 3, balance. 4, creativity. 5, credibility. 6, curiosity. 7, diversity. 8, growth. 9, happiness. And 10, learning.
I will have been surprised if we did not choose happiness. So what should you strike out?
I removed balance and curiosity.
Wow. So why? Why don't you want to value balance again? And why don't you want to be curious?
It's not like I don't value them, but okay, we have to remove it. And I feel like I can actually do without having to balance things. I can just have look at things from my own perspective and just say mine. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That sounds very harsh. Okay, please give us the second one. If it's just about you and your own view alone.
I mean, I have to remove one from the list. So I can actually, since we all, at the end of the day, we all are different individuals with no matter how we want to balance things, we can't actually always it's not always fair. The world is not always fair. It's not always balanced. Life is not balanced after all. So
Yeah, you said so.
I remove curiosity too because I think I have learning in my list. So I mean, if I'm learning, I would always get new things, and that is just what curiosity does.
Okay,
And
yeah.
also, curiosity kills the cat. So
Yeah, I was about to say that too, that curiosity kills the cat. Nobody wants to get killed. So okay. Thank you very much for that. Very balanced perspective you just gave us now. Happiness. Now, I only take two people. So if you are going to talk, you have to really be fast about it and be proactive about it. Now, the next exercise we're going to do, wow, look at those your top 8 list. I'm sure all of you are familiar with them by now. You have removed 2 out of 10. Now let's pick our pen and delete 3 out of the 8 that are remaining so that we are left with 5 is the number of grace. 5 is very complete so that we are left with top 5. Delete 3 or strike out 3 out of the 8 that are remaining. If you have done that and you are willing to share with us, please let's know what are the top 8 and why did you delete 3 out of them? Why those 3? Are they curiosity that kills the cat? Or you have another philosophy you want to tell us? Whoever is willing to talk, please, you have the mic now.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
So I deleted out of the 10. I deleted generosity and inspiration.
No, you're supposed to delete 3.
Yes, I deleted. No, that was the first 10. I deleted 2.
Okay.
And the next 3 I deleted.
Okay.
I have 5 left, which is
So you don't
family.
want to be generous again, and you are living inspiration. Okay,
yes,
so let's
sir, that
talk
was the
about
first 2 I deleted.
Okay.
And now the next 3 I deleted advocacy. I deleted growth, and I deleted happiness.
I'm actually surprised because the way you talked about advocacy, I was like, yes, we have our next Fumilayo and some Kuti in this internship. So please tell us, why did you delay? Why you don't want to advocate again?
So
the other ones.
I am still advocating, but my advocacy falls under knowledge.
Wow.
So if I am knowledgeable and I'm able to find myself in spaces where I need to speak, people want to hear what I have to say. And through my words, I can advocate to what I want to advocate for. So for resilience, I feel like it's something that makes you feel like I still want to do this. It's something that holds you that I can do. Let me keep doing this for a reason. And for credibility, nobody wants to associate with someone who is not accountable and credible. So I still have to have that for me to be in a space where I can share my knowledge. And health is wealth, and family is everything. That's my bias.
The ones that you deleted, which ones are those? The 3?
The 3 I deleted.
Yes.
I deleted advocacy, growth, and happiness.
So what happened? You don't want to grow again, don't like growth, don't like happiness. Happiness is here as a person, but let's hear about the value.
I like happiness, but I feel like for me, what I like doing are things that give me happiness. Okay. So if I like sharing knowledgeable things, it is what gives me happiness, and it is still happiness, even if happiness is not standing.
Wow.
And me being credible is still what gives me happiness, and it's still
what about
happiness.
Growth?
Sir?
What about growth? You deleted growth too.
Growth.
Yes.
That's it. Okay, if I'm being resilient and credible for things, I feel like growth will come as time goes on, because the more you grow, the more you have these things in.
Wow. So the more resilient you are, the more you grow, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow, beautiful. Let's give it to Reinhard for that very, very philosophical argument. Any other person willing to share with us the three that they struck out from the list? And what are the five?
Hello.
Alexandria,
Hello.
let's.
Yes, sir. Okay. So I removed freedom, independence, and originality.
Ah,
Those are the
okay.
other three. Yes.
Tell us why.
So again, because earlier I said that the 10 I chose are very similar in words. So I still have individuality to tie up everything into one word.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I don't think I can let go of this anymore because I don't know what else I can remove if you
Can't,
have
you
to remove
can't
anymore again. But
you can't do what? You
if you
can't let
have to
go of
remove,
what?
I don't, uh, I don't know if I'll be able to remove individuality again at this point. But because I had those two, like independence and originality, they're all tied up under individuality
Okay,
because they are already
individuality,
like
okay.
it already it defines it's under the definition of the word. Then freedom and autonomy are very similar
Wow.
to each other. It's like it's being your own person. So autonomy, so freedom is basically under it's an aspect of autonomy. And since I have
Hmm.
that, it still covers the whole
Wow.
word.
Wow, wow,
So
wow,
it's
wow. Wow. Thank you, Alexandria, for that. Individuality is it for you because it even encompasses other things that you've had to remove, such as originality. So, I mean, it's good. Um, any other person willing to share with us? Because now we are talking top five.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
I'm
What?
Ifeoluwa,
Yes, if you please go
and
ahead.
I striked out. Okay, at first I striked out brilliance and godliness. Then my
Ah,
next three,
okay.
my my next three, I striked out consistency, dedication, and growth. So I have accountability, excellence, faith, health, and wealth left. So the reason
What
why
happened to godliness? Yes, please.
so the reason why I strike out brilliance and godliness first was
Mm-hmm.
that once if I give an excellent work, it still in a way shows my brilliancy,
Wow.
and there is no faith without godliness. All the basis of
Hmm.
godliness is still faith.
Wow.
So that's why I strike it out. Then I strike out consistency because I actually feel that once I am once I have excellence and I am accountable to someone, I will be consistent.
Hmm.
Then I strike out dedication because accountability still makes me dedicated to the work. If I see
It's
other
true.
persons that I'm growing together with them and I'm accountable to them, it will make
Hmm.
me dedicated.
Wow.
Then I strike out growth because it still boils down to the accountability. Once I'm accountable to someone, we grow together, and that's the fun of it. So
Wow.
that's that.
Wow. That's a very beautiful articulation of your top five value system and the ones that are to become victim from the long list of 10. Thank you very much, Felua, for that. Another very brilliant presentation again. So, let's look at the top five and let's remove two because top three is always the ideal. Out of the top five, let's trim them down to the very essential top three values. If you have done that, please let us know the two that you removed and the top three that are remaining so that we can say, yes, this is your top three value system. Anyone? Hmm. There's a pause. because now it's getting really personal. Nobody's willing to talk.
I am,
Sorry.
sir.
Okay, please tell us. I know it was very difficult at some point, but we just have to settle on this top three. Please go ahead. You have the mic now.
Okay. So I removed curiosity and autonomy.
Wow. Okay. So what are the
Okay.
top three remaining?
The top three now is compassion,
Wow.
individuality, and inclusiveness.
Wow. Why those top three?
Because compassion is something. It's it's a very, very important aspect of myself. Like I like to be able to, you know, put myself into other people's shoes, into other people's
Yeah. Wow.
situation, and like see through it. Because being able to do that also helps gives me a wider like perspective when I write too. So I'm able to like include what I see and what I learn from other people and like how I feel instead of having to just like judge whatever. I just like use it and I incorporate it into things that I write to help. Like it's also a way like I used to tell other stories.
Wow.
Individuality is very important to me because I like being my own person.
Yeah. Wow.
Very, very, very important aspect of my life. And I like to showcase that in the way I write too. The choices of words I use, the way I construct my sentences too. I mean, I didn't even notice it until people started telling me that there's a way that when I read what I write, especially when I write prompts, something very like just, they always say something very Alex about it. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know, but I
very
guess
nice.
it's like myself shining through what I write. And
Wow.
inclusiveness, it's similar to compassion, but it's like I just like to be diverse in everything that I write. Like I don't like to focus on one particular storyline. I spread around. Like I see what is in front of me, what happened in the world around me, and I like include everything because there's a story everywhere. So
Wow.
that's why I chose those three.
Thank you, Alexandria, for that very, very nice presentation. Well marshaled argument about compassion, individuality, and inclusiveness. Top three for Alexandria. Any other person willing to share with us, please?
Okay, sir. So I'll just share my top three, right?
Please.
Okay. So my top three will be accountability, autonomy, and learning.
What happened to happiness? When did you remove happiness? At what point? Please tell me.
I guess then I have to remove the top three. No, top five three.
Wow. Okay. So tell us the ones we've removed, and then why we have this top three for you, happiness.
Okay, why I have the top three? Let me first go with what I removed. I removed balance. I removed credibility. Yeah. I removed creativity. I removed curiosity. I removed diversity. Growth. Happiness.
Will not accept it too. Okay. Okay.
So the reason my top three, accountability is just something that I removed it as against credibility because I had to quickly go and search again for the meaning of credibility. And it says the quality of being believable, like trying to convince somebody. And if I have to pick my top three, I would say I would prefer to go for being accountable, like knowing what I do, knowing that, oh, this is how I am, this is me, rather than trying to convince people of how they should see me. Because at the end of the day, people at times have their own perception already about you. They don't want to hear any other opinion. They don't want to understand you anymore. So, and autonomy. Autonomy to me is simply being human. Like every human should be autonomous. in as much as we have to, how do you put it? No person is an island here.
Yeah.
But yes, at some point you have to
Manage
first
yourself.
know you first before you collaborate with people and know the kind of people that share similar values with you. So you have to, yes.
Wow.
Then learning is something that I really love. To
Wow.
me, learning is something that can never stop.
Wow.
It's timeless.
The
Just
lifelong.
keep learning. Yes, even at 90 years old, if anytime you stop learning, I feel like you stop living. Yes.
Wow. The philosopher in the house. Wow. Is that the top three? Thank you very much, Happiness,
Yes,
for
that's my top.
helping us to understand your top three value system. I like the way you actually put it, very philosophical, connecting them to aphorisms and maxims, which also help us to agree with you and know these are your values. Nobody can argue with you or disagree with you concerning them because they are personal to you. One more thing to do, please. Can we remove one out of the top three and let's have top two left? Let's strike out one out of the top three and let's have top two. Anybody willing to share with us which one has become a victim now or a casualty?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please go ahead. And then
All
Emmanuel
right,
is
sir.
raising his hand.
I'm Selwa.
Okay, after Ifedwa, you hear from Emmanuel.
All right.
Ifedwa, please go ahead.
Sir. So from my right out to two, yes, and I removed excellence and health, and I had accountability, faith, and wealth.
Okay.
So afterwards I striked out wealth. So I have only accountability and faith left. So the reason why I removed excellence is because excellence is good, but if I have that excellence and is not on the basis of accountability, it won't last. It won't last. I might just end up shining for a time, a period of time. And for me, I so much believe in
Shining for
long
what time?
lasting works. I don't really like just having impact on just this generation. I believe in having impact on even generations to come.
Hallelujah.
So I striked out health because if there's no faith, there's nothing like health actually, because even in this Nigeria, in this current situation we are in Nigeria, if there's no
That is
faith,
bad.
there's
This
no
is faith that
how,
is keeping us. Please go ahead. Don't
there's
mind
no
my side
how.
talk.
All right, then. So if we don't have faith of okay, we are going to wake up and see tomorrow, we don't have that hope.
Jesus.
We are just going to be living in trauma of everything that is happening day by day. But faith actually gives us a substance of the hope that, oh yes, we are
Wow.
going to make it, and it adds to our mental health. It makes
Wow.
us believe the best of everything.
Exactly.
Then I later strike out wealth because if I have faith can get me wealth. But if I have wealth and I don't have faith, I would lose it because I would spend it, I would not manage it well. But
Wow.
when I have faith and I am accountable to someone, it is equal to being wealthy, because for me, wealth is not per se money. It is in addition to influence and having people around.
Wow.
So that's the many values I have left: accountability and faith.
Wow. Thank you very much, Ifeoluwa, for another very sharp and pungent presentation of your value and your reasoning behind them. We aren't choosing the ones that you've settled on for the last two. Emmanuel, you want to talk now? Let's hear from you. At least let's have a male participant for a change. Thank you, Emmanuel, for bailing out the guys.
for the privilege.
Good evening.
So I had my top 10 choices have been abundance, boldness, creativity, decisiveness, excellence, fairness, grace, honesty, knowledge, and independence. And
Mm.
then I I struck out abundance.
Ah.
And okay, let me just put it like this. For my top five, I had um, decisiveness, excellence, grace, honesty, and independence.
Mm.
And then when I had to break it down to the top three,
Mm.
I had grace, excellence, and decisiveness. And
And what?
I'm going to explain that because it's quite important to me. The reason why I chose grace, excellence, and decisiveness as the
Mhm.
top three is because I believe that grace, being the God factor, of course, will help me make the right decision that will lead to excellence. So, because when it comes, why I chose decisiveness is because the choices we makes us.
Mm.
It has the power to make or mar a person. So I believe
Mm.
whatever decisions we make in life will lead to whatever we become. So that's why I had decisiveness, excellence, and grace. And now that I have to delete one more,
Mhm.
so I removed excellence,
Ah.
and that would be because grace, of course, the spirit of God is the spirit of excellence,
Hallelujah.
and having grace already has positioned me to excellence. So I believe
Mm.
with that spirit of excellence, I can now
Mhm.
make the right decisions
Mm.
to become something better, do things that are much better, and so it all leads to excellence in the end. So I'll go
Wow.
with grace and decisiveness as my top two.
Wow. Thank you very much, Emmanuel, for that very detailed and very punchy articulation of your value system. Any other person willing to share with us what are the top two as we close the session tonight? Anyone else? Top two value system? Nobody. So we can
Okay.
close.
I think.
Alexandra.
Yes. So I eliminated inclusiveness. So I'm
Ah,
left with individuality and compassion.
okay. I'm very curious. How did you now balance individuality and inclusion? Because you so well argued your point about individuality and inclusiveness. So let's hear, please, your reasoning.
Okay. So
Mhm.
I think the one I cannot do without is compassion. I pride myself on being able to, you know,
Mm.
relate. Even not if I can't relate, understand, empathize
Mm.
with people's
Mm.
situations and their different trials and everything.
Mm.
Then I think individuality is just it's like a thing that is very specific to myself. Again, like I
Yeah.
said, I don't really I just like being able to like I have my own identity and being an
Yeah.
individuality is what encompasses all that.
Yeah.
So you know,
Eh?
yes, inclusiveness is very important to me.
Mm.
I don't think I can understand. I can include other people if I'm not fully I'm not fully true to my own
Yourself.
self.
That's true. Wow. Thank you very, and I think your network is failing at some point. That's very
I
deep.
have to do that for myself first. Then it now
Mhm.
helps me understand how to share that, spread that to other persons for me from
Yes.
the other sets.
Mm. Thank you. That makes sense. I mean, now I'm convinced why inclusiveness has to be sacrificed on the altar of compassion and individuality. Now, one more last exercise. And at this point, everybody we need to talk. Strike out one, the second one, and let us have your number one value system. Everybody, take your pen, look at your pad and the list, and strike out the strike out number two, and let's have your number one. What is your number one? Let's hear from Alexandria first. They will now hear from others too. Alexandria, I'm very curious to know which one is remaining. Compassion or individuality?
Okay. Compassion is all that's left.
So what happened about individuality is all about me. Everybody know this is Alexandria, this is Alex. What happened?
I don't think I'm anything if I'm not a good person. If I'm not compassionate.
Hmm. Hmm. So compassion is it.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that. Any other person willing to share with us? Now we know Alexandria is compassion personified. Next person, please. If you want to talk now.
Yes, sir.
So what is remaining? Very curious to know too.
I striked out faith and I'm left with accountability.
Wow. Why? Because faith to you was grace. Faith was even in Nigeria, it's because of faith that all of us are still surviving and all that. So what happened? Why did that faith have to now go?
Y- uh, okay, yes, I actually striked out faith because
Hmm.
one part of the Bible says iron sharpeneth iron.
Wow.
So if times where I feel so down,
Hmm.
if I walk up to the person I look up to, I have
Hmm.
someone I'm accountable to, my faith will be sharpened again. I will come up again.
Wow.
So for me, I so much value accountability because
Wow.
as as we are, especially as our environment dictates
Hmm.
the circumstances that are happening around, it is very
Hmm.
much possible to easily give up. It's very much
Wow.
possible. But if we have someone that, okay, that we're looking up to, that I am looking up to, times
Hmm.
where my faith is down, I will
Hmm.
always have someone to lift me up. And that's the joy of it. If a strong man is, for me, is only defined if I have someone to lift me up when I fall down. So that's why
Hmm.
I chose accountability, sir.
Wow. That's very profound. Very profound indeed. And I like the way you always relate your choice to the society. I mean, you talk so much about faith and Nigerian society. Now it's accountability that you are tying to our social milieu. Very, very nice and articulate argument. Thank you very much for sharing with us. Next person, please. What has gone and what is remaining on your list? Which is number one value? Emmanuel, are you ready to talk now? We are not. We're waiting for you. Happiness.
It's, uh,
Yes, please, Emmanuel. Ah, I actually
so,
sighed alongside with you too.
but I um I removed grace.
Ah,
I'm left with decisiveness.
decisiveness.
Yes.
So
And
what happened?
the reason why I'm going to stick with decisiveness is because if I'm going to use the Bible as a useful reference in the sense that
Hmm.
even when God created man,
Mm-hmm.
he gave man a choice.
Wow.
And God himself is not imposing his will or his choice, he's not imposing it on us. He gives us the choice to do his will. So I feel like
Hmm.
if I'm able to make decisions now,
Hmm.
it will still come back to the God factor because I would now know I would know that to choose the right path and
Hmm.
going through that right path will shaping my life to what I eventually want to become. So,
Hmm.
like I said before, we are the choices we make. We become the
Hmm.
choices we make. So I don't
Hallelujah.
want to remove that decisiveness. So
Yeah.
if God Himself asked us to choose,
Mm.
I feel like that makes it more important. So now it's now up to me to choose that grace that
Wow.
I think
Thank you very much for that, Emmanuel. Decisiveness, decisive Emmanuel, accountable Ifelua, and compassionate Alexandria. Any other person, we are not happiness, any other person willing to share with us what is the number one?
Okay, sir.
And I feel like
And this is already remove happiness, so it's okay. I
if you look out
can
there,
take any other thing now.
do you have enough data?
This is really a
Emma,
tough
eh?
thing, tough situation.
You can
Okay.
download
So
the
I'm hearing
when it was
so many
tough,
other people talking at your background there.
you can download that
it's
thing
not
I
my
told you.
Who is downloading? Are they downloading the value
That
system?
thing I told you. Eh?
Happiness. We are listening to you, but
That
maybe you
grace.
should move away from where you are because you are not the only one talking there.
No, I'm not the one. I think it's the Oluwa's background.
Is it Felua that is talking? Oh, okay. Felua, can you mute yourself, please? So, happiness, let's hear from you.
Okay. So when I had my top two, I removed accountability for autonomy and learning
Mm,
because I believe that I could always be accountable to myself at the end of the day.
sure.
Yes. So my top one, I removed autonomy for
Mm,
learning.
okay.
Yes, because I believe, as I said earlier, learning is living. And
Mm-hmm.
as I get to learn, I feel like I'm also exercising my autonomy and everything that is attached to it at the end of the day.
Sure. So, learning is your number one now, right?
Yes, yes. I feel
Wow.
like every other thing can always be learned. Everything
Exactly.
that,
Wow. You can
yes.
learn happiness, you can learn love, you can learn learning, you can learn leader, you can learn everything. And I like the fact that I would have been shocked, really, and falling off my seat if you hadn't chosen learning, because with what you have told us that learning, if you stop living, you stop learning, you stop living. So wow, what happened now? Don't you want to now live again? So thank you, Learned Happiness, for sharing that with us. Any other person willing to share with us as we bring the session to a close? Rianot, are you still here? Is Rianot still here? Okay, going, gone. Yes, thanks, guys, for those excellent articulation of your value system, argument of what really matters to you, and having settled on your number one value system, your overriding value system. Now, we need to turn that value into a system of greatness. We need to turn that value into something that would outlive us. And some of you guys said something, you want to do something beyond just yourself. You are looking at impacting the world, blessing lives, making the world a better place, building legacies that generations yet unborn will still also benefit from. Now, those will come from your value system. Now we've known that learning is very dear to happiness. Accountability is very, very dear to Ifeoluwa. Alexandria has his compassion. And for Emmanuel, you've got to be what? Decisive. Now, how are we going to turn that into our writing? How is that going to reflect in our writing? How is it going to reflect in our lifestyle, in our habits, in our decisions, in our choices, in our interactions with fellow humans? And Jim Rohn says that discipline is that bridge between desire and success. It's one thing to say, okay, this is my most important value system. It's another thing to live it. It's another thing to teach it. It's another thing to write it. It's another thing to communicate it. It's another thing to do it on a constant basis. So, what are the disciplines we need? Because, we know that we need discipline to turn this value system into something that would grow, that would balloon, that would impact, that would bless, and that will do all those things that we have said when we are talking and defending and arguing while we settled on them. So now that you know your value system, you need some of these disciplines to get you going. You need the discipline of starting to write around your value system. Start to write around it. Start to communicate it. Start to teach it. Start to live it, more importantly. Start to do what you preach. Practice what you preach. Practice compassion. Practice learning. Practice decisiveness. Practice accountability. Then you need the discipline of consistency. Don't just make it an occasional aspect of you. Make it a habit. Make it something you do on a consistent and continual basis. You need the discipline of continuity, the discipline of consistency, the discipline of staying to it. Life will happen. Events, circumstances will challenge your value. Things will happen that will make you even doubt, am I really this? Do I really value this? But you need the discipline to stay true to your value. Stay true to it. Be loyal to your value. As I said, no value is superior, none is to the others, and none is inferior to the others. It is what matters to you. And you are the authority in your own life. Nobody is an authority in your life. When it comes to your life, you are the authority in your life. Yes, we all have God who created us. We have parents who gave birth to us and nurtured us. We have mentors, we have teachers, but when it comes to you being you fulfilling your destiny, you fulfilling becoming great, nobody can become great for you. Nobody can do it for you. You have to do it yourself. And that's what I mean by you are the authority on your own life. So we need a discipline of what? Of staying true to our values. We need discipline of evaluating our values from time to time. The Bible says that teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. If you don't evaluate, you cannot attain wisdom, you cannot attain mastery. So you need to be able to evaluate your value system. Vis-a-vis your decision making, your friends. Are my friends even reflecting my value system? The people I flock with, the people I hang around, do they really represent the value that I hold dear? Now it's for you to know. How I spend my time, does it show that I value this value? You've got to evaluate your decision, your choices, your indulgences, all the things you do. And then when you have evaluated and you see where you can improve, then you need the discipline of refining. Refine it. Refine where you are obtuse, where you are askance, where you are awry or out of order. You need to refine, you need to recalibrate. You need to get yourself back on course or improve on what you currently have. And then you also need the discipline of iterating. Now, having completed a cycle of improvement, of fine-tuning, now start all over again. All over. Let me start again. Okay, did I miss anything at point A that could actually improve? You need that discipline to iterate. Repeat the process of improvement, of development, of fine-tuning, of accountability, of learning, of decisiveness. Whatever it is that you value, you've got to what? Iterate the process as you are making it. You're writing about it. When you are writing, check your writing. What are you writing about? Do they reflect your value? Because when you are writing around your value, you will be very authoritative, you'll be very convincing. See the way all of you guys talk about your value system. Very, very beautiful arguments. So when you are writing about what matters to you, what agitates your heart, what makes you very passionate and very agitated, there's a way you will write. People will like, this is very original. This is very unique. This is very relatable. So that's how you will be able to settle on your niche. Because in your area of niche, you will be the authority, you will be the best, if not one of the best there. So, okay, this was sent to, so for the last class. Here are the take home. Write your value system. Please take a screenshot of this and share with your classmates, because I'm sharing the full screen. I can't take the screenshot for you. The February date obviously doesn't apply to you. That's for the last class. Write your value system statement. Why you hold that particular value there above any other value, no more than one page, and then send the assignment to the email address you are seeing here by this Sunday, the 7th of September, year 2025. So please take note of this, write it, email it, and let's just do an original article. An original article about your value system. And you are trying to persuade others why they should really also subscribe to that. Some people don't even know their values. So by writing about yours, you will actually be helping them to say, oh, yeah, that's true. Because there are so many times, after listening to a fellow, me too, I have to ditch my own value and just go for advocacy. And then Emmanuel talked, I think I should be more decisive. And then I had happiness. I know learning is it for me. I must favor learning. So you see, some people don't even know. So help them to know, to settle on the value system by writing about your own value system and why they should subscribe to it. That assignment should be ready and share within your group for review next week, Tuesday. Don't mind the February date you are seeing here is September the 9th. So those are the two assignments that you guys need to work on. And then that should be it. Does anybody have any question? Any question? Please ask the question.
Okay, so the value we have to write on, is it this one we just discussed here?
Yes.
Or we can?
Yes.
This one.
Yes,
Okay.
those ones. Those are the ones that you've finally settled on. Any other question?